It'll be interesting to see how this goes tonight since I got a really late start, 11:14 on the stream. There's Jeff Ryman saying hello. Hi, Jeff. Go ahead and blur out my... Yeah, I know. I didn't think it was that high, but I knew it was over. I knew the number was good. I'll explain that in a little bit, actually. There we go. I got myself blurred. Yeah, I haven't looked in about 4 hours now. 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours now. My son and I were talking about it earlier tonight. I just wonder if the Bopsy twins are talking because I sent Alex a message to say, let everybody know I'll be home in about 20 minutes. And there's Tony Wallow. Hey, Tony. Got in and got everything set up, and I probably screwed something up, but we'll see.
Hello.
You got your cover down. There you go.
First on both.
Yeah, well...
I was sitting here doing something. Just happened to see you pop up.
Yeah, technically you're first. I mean, I always do a test to make sure Twidget's going to run, so technically you're first. I don't count.
Chris.
Yeah, there's Chris Garrett.
I just asked you if I have Zoom tonight
You just asked me if I was going to Zoom tonight?
on Messenger.
Oh, my phone is muted. I muted it during the game, so let me go check. I have no idea what's going on my phone.
Thought you were playing poker tonight or something.
I did.
Ah.
I threw the game. I could have probably won easily tonight, but I got down to 52,700 chips. I went all in, won, so now I got 104.4. I thought, well, this is crazy. I'm trying to get out of here, actually. And so another hand come up, and I won that. So I'm sitting in pretty good shape. I honestly think I could have won tonight, but I wanted to get home. I wasn't really bored, but I wanted to get home.
Here, I thought you came home with all the money.
No, first place was going to pay $320. Second place was going to pay $200. So it would have been nice to finish first or second. But they'll probably play because the ones that are left continually rebuy. I don't rebuy. I pay one time, done, and that's it. So I know at one time I had almost 300,000 chips, but again, I kept looking at the clock, and I wanted to get out of there. So, John Alloy, good evening, sir. Good to see you. Yeah, we had a decent day weather-wise. I planted Vinca today. We went to a nursery after the...
What's Vinca?
It's a plant that actually thrives out in Vegas. Our Vinca plant's in Vegas.
Of it, I don't remember what it is.
It's a flower. Mid 70s and low humidity. Boy, that sounds nice.
Actually, we were very pleasant here today. I don't remember what, but it never got very hot, at least for Vegas. I was outside a little bit.
Yeah, we're at 68.
Innocent.
We're at 68 degrees right now, so it's very comfortable outside. I think my brother kind of figured out I was trying to get out of there. Not sure if the other ones did or not. There's 10 players, and I went out in fourth intentionally, and I'm pretty sure I could have won it tonight.
Well, we are at 84 degrees at my house right now, which is pretty good for Vegas this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Holy smokes, it's supposed to be 100 Tuesday.
So,
Yeah, I need to play catch up here
was
real
out
quick.
running errands today. I got a couple of things done. I got my truck serviced. Found out I don't need some things. Yesterday I bought 4 tires and emptied my wallet.
Yeah, imagine. All
I
right.
learned today, I made a decision today after talking with my mechanic. I will not be keeping this truck. Turns out these 3.5 liter EcoBoost engines are starting to develop a history of water pump failure at someplace between 90 and 95,000 miles. The difficulty with that is that the water pump is internal to the block. So when they fail, you get water in the oil. And that can be very expensive.
We have to sell it when we got about a mile left because everybody else will hear that too.
What kind of truck did you say it was?
2014 F-150 crew cab with 3.5 liter EcoBoost V6 engine.
It was found on road dead.
Or first on a race day.
Or Grand Mechanic Companion. GMC.
So anyway, and I am at 85,000 miles. And I'm going to probably have to drive this to Oklahoma and back, which will add about 3,000. So I'm going to be sneaking up on the danger area.
I'm guessing you
We're
still
having a
haven't
water pump failure.
heard anything from the TSA?
No, not for sure. So I've extended the stay at the vet for the dog by a day.
Right.
I went and bought 4 new tires yesterday. Turned out, look, we got my old spare off of there, and it had as much tread as a new tire on it.
Ah,
Problem was, it was 9 years old,
Right.
and in the heat out here, 9 years is a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I've never actually worn out a tire in Las Vegas, ever.
hey, Rick.
Hello.
But so I'm, except for getting the truck cleaned or detailed or something, I'm ready to go with it if I have to. Oh, I got the disc mailed to Josh today.
Yeah, that was one of the last messages that I looked at that said that I had to go back and look. You did say Pittsburgh, and I didn't even catch that. I knew it was Monroeville.
Well, but that's what he put on the return address on the card he had sent me. And the guy at the post office said, so long as the zip code is right, it'll get there. So he didn't bother to change it on my package.
Well, I hope so. I don't know if I trust the post office people or not.
Your computer's usually handle most of stuff nowadays, so I would.
Well, what it was, I had the Pittsburgh address on the label, and he scanned that in, and when the receipt came back, it said Monroeville,
Right.
with the same zip code. So I took him at his word.
How was your day, Ken?
Well, let's see. It was good. Lorna finally walked out the door at 6:36 this morning. And they texted her at 7 and said, do you think you could work the day shift? And she said, no, I just worked the past 16 hours. And then I woke up about 12:15 and we had a conference call with the family that lasted till 2:30, I think it was, ish.
Like your mother.
And I was watching Doug. And we had a couple things we had to go do running around, so hey, I gotta go, so I left. And I don't know if he ever saw that I left or not.
I watched a little bit of Doug while I was getting my truck serviced.
Yeah, got back.
You ever eat at Lee's sandwich shop when you were in Vegas?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
It's in Chinatown on Spring Mountain. They have good sandwiches. They have all kinds, but I like the Asian sandwiches that they have there. And I got a sandwich and 2 spring rolls and a drink for $9 something. And it was large enough it made my lunch and my supper. So.
Yeah.
I got my tripod today from Howard, so I did an unboxing video that didn't go away with my plan. Can't really do much in that video, but it gave me a lot of views on my channel.
You're technically sealed.
With that,
Why can't we see it?
because I tried to put the webcam where I could see, you guys could see me opening the box. it didn't work out that well.
No, he means right now.
Because I'm in the book, and I'm on my phone.
And you're on portrait.
Yeah.
So, Josh, look for the disc in the mail Wednesday, they told me.
Well, that will be after that because I have people coming on Tuesday.
And this is a small priority mailbox. There won't be anything to make a video out of unboxing the disc.
Open it.
I'm sure I'll find something to complain about somewhere along the way.
Well, nothing to complain or yell about or whatever. It was just the right size box. I got one layer of bubble wrap around the disc box inside the priority mail box, so it worked out well. Just a good snug fit. I did test it yesterday, hooked it to my new build, and it saw everything that was already on there. There's just a bunch of utilities and stuff from Western Digital, but it did work yesterday. If something happens, this is new and unused in a sense, but it's old enough, it's already out of warranty. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
And if you don't like it, there's a garbage can right next to it. That's good.
I expect it to work fine. I've had good luck with these Western Digital discs. So
I just used one 5 minutes ago. Actually, I really did.
only one I ever had any problems with, I have 3 of them I use regularly. I keep one in my safe deposit box, and I keep 2, which I make the backups every day from. I don't mean like an image backup, but I do a new backup of all of my documents, spreadsheets, pictures, etc. I just have a little command script file I run every day that copies that stuff. So, and I rotate one in and out of my safe deposit box occasionally so I won't lose too much if something goes wrong. I was getting one out of the bank one day when I lived in South Carolina and stumbled a little bit and dropped one on the curb, and then it didn't work after that.
So I got my video muted. I'm eating a sandwich and some chips I brought back from my little brother's house. I'm sure you guys don't want to see me eat.
And then I have my Passport Ultra from that Western Digital. I think it's about 4 or 5 years old, but I use it every 3 days to do an image of my personal backup. I've not had a problem yet.
These are, like I say, I've got 3. One of them's a Passport, and one of them's a Passport Ultra, maybe 2 of them. I don't even know what the difference is, don't care. I don't see any difference practically. And I've got, even after giving this one to Josh, I've got 2 of them unused yet, brand new, old stock. So I'm good for a while yet.
Yeah, I've owned a bunch of, few of my 1 terabyte drives, so.
Anyway, I used to buy these every once in a while when they were on sale. Costco here used to carry them regularly, and they've switched almost completely to carrying Seagate drives at this point. So,
I had an external 500 gigabyte fall off the counter. Only thing it did to it was deleted all the partitions. Everything was gone off of it. And I tested the drive over and over and over. It's fine. It just, all the data just got gone. And it still works today.
I've got an announcement. I imagine Alex is in bed, so we probably aren't going to get to see his face since it's 10:30 at night, and he's probably got to be up early. This will make Josh happy, actually. The professor is actually wrong. And he's going to have a hard time dealing with this. We've been having a conversation, and I couldn't remember if he said last night 1,000 views, and please everybody let me have my say here, or 1,000 videos. And he said 1,000 videos and something along the lines, besides, it's hard to get 1,000 views on a single video. Well, Mr. Cheek, I got bad news for you. Jeff, what was the number?
1,030 a few minutes ago.
I've not looked yet since about 6:30 this afternoon, and it was about 1,015 then. So, Alex, hate to say this, but this one you got wrong, buddy. I
I was
do.
watching one of the live streams that we did for my old health review, and I was looking down at the view point, and that video got like 99 views, with only one view away from 100. But that was way back when I got into YouTube channel.
Clearly, yeah, right now it's sitting at 1,030 is the current number. I just went and looked it up. The one that I repeated and premiered from February is up to 38 views, so that's just crazy.
My SSD upgrade video from last week got like 83 views. It had been only about a week ago.
Yeah, I don't know why it's got so many. I honestly didn't think it would hit 1,000 until about Monday morning. I felt relatively confident that it would hit 1,000, but for it to hit it today, that's pretty cool. And I'm going to eat another bite of sandwich.
One guy woke up and I had 74 subscribers, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Because for a while there, YouTube was taking them away from me. But I really like my new tripod. I couldn't stop playing with it when I was on that screen.
You get the camera on it all right?
I know.
Yeah, I got this light. I got this new light by my bed, so you'll be able to see me good now.
Good.
Hey, Alex.
Hey,
Yeah. When the case does fit in the thing, I know I said in the video, but the phone case doesn't fit, but it does fit in that slot the way it's supposed to. So the case does fit in the phone thing where you hold the phone, where the tripod holds the phone.
I thought the case wouldn't. I thought the tripod wouldn't hold it if the phone was in the case.
Apparently it does.
Good.
If you put it in there, it right?
That's after I thought about it. That's what I figured too, because you should be able to expand the phone mount, the part the phone actually goes in. You should be able to expand that out horizontally, and so
There's a knob or something you turn on the back or something, then just pull off on the top and it'll extend it. You can put your phone in there and just push it back down. It's probably spring retracted, so.
Thank you for buying that. I will put that to good use.
see, you've been having fun with it on Doug's stream.
Oh yeah, I was enjoying it.
So Doug buy a new computer?
No, I think that's one of the client computers from what he said.
Oh, okay. I kind of obviously got there late, so I didn't know what was going on. HP all-in-one, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge freaking screen though.
Yeah, I like the screen. I did like that screen.
I talked to my wife. She wants to order a new computer, but she wants to wait until we try to get moved back in together. But she does want a new computer. Because I just talked to her about it. She
Yeah.
did a lot. No, I'm gonna help her out with that. She did a live stream last night. So I don't know where the hell YouTube put it because I thought I stopped it and it was supposed to go on YouTube, but I don't think it went out. So if someone was looking for it, they can't find it.
Did you do an upload or a live stream?
Live stream. But that HD wasn't never really behind the live stream anyway. I'll be glad when you get the better computer.
I got like 2 bites of sandwich to take, so I'll be done here in a second.
When you're done, tell us what kind of sandwich it was.
Pulled pork,
Barbecued. Sounds different.
It's different. It's actually very good. And Dorito, I don't know, some kind of taco chips or something. I don't know what it is.
I am really like putting this computer.
I'm glad. And you seem to really like it too.
Yeah.
Not that anybody on right now cares. I mean, on the group here, but somebody today, before Doug wanted to take me out for lunch, well, actually did take me out for lunch and ordered me a kosher sandwich. It was a Reuben.
That sounds good too.
Take a minute. Nah,
What's the difference between a kosher sandwich and a normal sandwich?
well, obviously pork isn't kosher, but you can't have the calf and the cow together. Thus the cheese. So the person ordering the kosher sandwich wasn't Jewish, or he would have known that. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Come on up.
It's tomorrow, Father's Day?
Yes, all day.
Even if you didn't pay for the kids.
Actually, in about 20 minutes, it'll be Father's Day.
Another hour and 5 minutes here.
And this is another one of those holidays that I was like, for all you Americans like me, remember anybody who called about this. I mean, it's Father's Day there.
I hate Father's Day because my dad's an asshole.
So, Josh, I don't know if you were actually streaming live or not, because the last live stream she has was from 2 weeks ago, and that looks to be an upload. And if I go look for past live stream, it was 4 weeks ago.
Well,
So,
the computer said that we were live, but it was giving me an error. So I don't know if it was really going out.
what part of the computer was telling you were live?
When I went up and told it, you know how like when you call OBS,
Mm-hmm.
you go back and refresh the page. Well, I refreshed the page twice.
Refreshed what page?
The YouTube page.
And you don't have to well, that's okay. So you weren't streaming live. If you hit start streaming on OBS and you go back to the page where you set it up and you click the little red button that says live and the stream comes up in the little box, you're live. If you refresh the page, I'm not sure what that would do, but I know it won't start the stream. So again, I'm not sure what you were doing, but you were not streaming.
I'll do it then in place of what I get tomorrow on my computer. But I do the same thing on my computer as I do on hers. What I do is I go in, I title it, I cut everything up, then I go into OBS, tell it to go live, and then I go back on YouTube, refresh the page so that YouTube can sync with OBS. And I wait till I get the blue icon up on the right-hand side.
Aha! You scheduled a stream. Now we're getting somewhere. So you had a scheduled stream, not a live stream.
And then I tell it, and then once I tell it, okay, go live at this time, I refresh the page and wait till I get the blue thing up at the right-hand side.
Yeah, okay. As long as you're getting a blue thing, you're scheduling a stream.
Okay.
As long as you're getting the blue icon, you're scheduling a stream. You're not going live.
Okay.
So, how long did you think she streamed for? 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes?
Probably 10 minutes.
Okay,
Maybe.
well, good. It wasn't very long. Very many people join in chat. Oh, wait, no, they couldn't.
No, because
You weren't streaming, I know.
I went down to grab something to eat. And by the time I was going up what I wanted to eat, we were like, okay, God, you take over. And I'm like, you're going to have to keep talking because I'm not near the computer. And she was like, okay, what am I supposed to say? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I still think that this is more a fantasy of yours than it is for her. I don't think she's going to stream very often without a little bit of help. And she's not ever going to set the stream up on her own. So heaven forbid you guys are not getting along. She's not going to be able to set it up.
Or want to.
Or want to, exactly. So, anyway.
I also enough that I feel involved, we get along.
Yep, we don't think she wants to as much as you do.
Right. Anyway, the Wii bowling video that we did the night that she came over,
Yeah,
74 views already.
that's good. So it looks like Wii bowling might be a thing to do that people like watching.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I can't figure out if they like watching Wii bowl or if they like watching Red Bull.
Okay, Josh, probably both of you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you could differentiate that. It doesn't matter really.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to split the views. I think it's going to be however many views you have. That's it. It's not going to say 25 views for Natasha, 3 views for Josh. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be a total number of views, whatever that number is.
I actually wish that I could have our husband who could actually do a Wii bowling, but that's never going to happen. Well, never say never.
Maybe, but even if I come over, I can't. I probably can't come inside because either one of your houses are accessible, your aunt's or your group home.
Yeah. I don't know how we would do that.
Well, this is how we would do that. We would let you know we're there, then you would come and get in the van and we'd take you out to eat somewhere or something, or at shopping, and that's how we'd do that. I just wouldn't be able to come in.
Yeah.
So, Alex, I must ask, how does it feel knowing that you kind of didn't get that correct?
What about the 1,000 views?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not bothered by it.
Of course you're not. You're the Mayor of Sheraton. You're not going to be bothered by anything. Because I do believe your exact words were that you will probably never reach 1,000 views on one particular video.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's-
Well, you do know I have one that's over 1,000. Yes. I'm going to play Catherine here. Yes.
Yes. So I guess you could, going by my logic, I guess you could end your live stream streak tonight.
No, you said videos. I was just pointing out that you were wrong on the views. You said, I'll do 1,000 straight. All right, when I get to 1,000 videos, I will end the streak that night and start another one the next day. That'll be January 28th, I believe I said, of next year. And it might
You
end.
gotta wait at least 2 days. Because if you stop one day and start one the next day, what's the point? Because you could have kept the existing one going.
No, I'll say this is a new streak. It starts today. I'm going to go grab some coffee. I'll be right back.
Someone better call Deb and wake him up. Hope you don't fall asleep.
What?
Either way,
Probably thinking about rough right now.
How was your day, Greg?
A little bit busy. Got quite a few things done.
been
It was very mild today, only like 78, I think.
I was busy all day. Three nephews, 3 dogs. My
Yeah, I didn't see the
my
big ones.
sister, my dad, my mom, all of us here at once, and they're all staying over the night tonight.
Oh, yeah.
One dog to chase each nephew, or the other way around.
Yeah, and it's a whole lot of testosterone and not enough estrogen. It's only 3 girls, 2 women, and 1 girl dog, and the rest of us are boys.
Oh, God, don't tell me about that. I'm sure my wife doesn't want to know about all that.
Is your wife on Zoom?
No.
What does she not want to know? That she's a girl or that she's a boy?
Hey, Darren.
We won't tell her she's a boy, and you don't tell her she's a girl. There you go. We fixed it.
Darren Gilholm's joining us in the chat room.
Guess what I didn't tell Doug today, since he doesn't have that kind of channel.
What?
We had. This isn't the first time. It's the reason I'm telling you is, first of all, like I keep telling you guys, you're my bartender, since I don't drink. We had 2 young people today. I would say exactly 22 and 17. They had 4 guns in her purse. Come into the temple. And they left so many things trying to fit in, you could have driven a truck through there trying to fit in. We are an Orthodox congregation, and if you know anything about that, you do not sit with the women. Men and women do not sit together. Because the man can't control himself and he'll let the woman, that's a bad joke. But, all kinds of things. And as my wife went, she said she didn't want to go today. I was going to go without her, blah, blah, blah. And she, at the very end, said, damn it, I'm going. And I'm like, just stay home. She got there, she was sitting down, looked horrible, to be honest with you. And she, I'm doing my do, and she keeps going, pointing at him, real like a joke. And it just looked something besides carrying a big bag. Something was radically wrong. And that was radically wrong. And you know what they got them for? You can't, in Michigan, you can have they didn't have licensed guns, but you can have licensed guns, but you can't do it within 500 feet of a church or a temple. And that is a misdemeanor, not a felony.
I was getting ready to ask if they were allowed inside.
No, well, sort of no. If you remember, you're designated as a usher and yada. So yes, there's like 4 of us each weekend that are allowed to carry guns. And here's the real cool part. The guns weren't registered, and they also weren't, no serial numbers on them. So.
Well, there are some weapons without serial numbers that are legal.
These had nice and good drilling to them, straight through the barrel.
Yes, they sound like these are fine, upstanding people.
So, all this is true, but my 2-second thing is, if you would have had us there, not trying to be funny or any political, these people would have had their way if they wanted to. There was no reason for them to be in a temple with that many guns. There wasn't a any gun, but Orr was pushing it. And obviously, I'm not against guns, as you all know, but 4 is like, what are we doing here? If
Right.
and give him 1 gun, his own, we talk, but if you came with 4, there would be a question here. You don't need 4 in. You don't need 4 in church in Dallas tomorrow morning. That would be a question. So the reason I even brought it up is because I don't disagree with everybody with getting rid of guns, but the problem here, these guns weren't registered and they weren't serial numbered. So if we picked up guns tomorrow, these fine young citizens, 17, not even legal, we get to keep their illegal guns.
Hey, I don't, they please cover that up before they pay for me.
And we actually gave our Father's Day gifts tonight. Well, since everybody's here, since tomorrow's gonna be all crazy.
Hey, Gary, I'll tell you a quick one. Before I moved back to Las Vegas, I had a 22 rifle, bolt action, and a 12 gauge shotgun that I sold to a gunsmith in South Carolina just because I haven't used either one of them in so long, whatever. And the gunsmith was just all over me. He said, "You really ought not to get rid of that 22 rifle." The reason was it was Remington made the days when serial numbers were not required. It does not have a serial number.
And that's what was trying to keep it. That's wild.
Well, because he's one of these guys who thinks we all ought to be stockpiling our weapons for when the government comes after us.
I'm not going political, other than what really happened. I will say.
No, I'm just saying that's why he was saying it to me, and he has the right to his opinion.
I will say, after for 2 or 3 minutes, I will tell you anything you Google right now about what I said, other than I wanted it in the paper, but they wouldn't put it in the paper, you know. Let's not go there. But, I mean, about publicity, I actually called it people unsolved. I got in trouble at the temple, blah, 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 blah. That's another discussion. But, what this guy did without going into it, I'm not going to go into everything he did, but there was nothing he did that was correct for the temple. I mean, as an example, I'll take quick too. We do not do donations every week. We do membership, all temples. So if you go into a temple and they want money, it's not a Jewish temple. So when you start looking for a plate, there's something weird. Number 2, when you're going to sit with your wife, ain't happening. So those are the 2 biggies.
Well, what about the Reformed temple?
Excuse me, yeah, you had me. But Reform still has membership. There is no Jewish temple.
Okay. Well, I was just curious. The last rabbi I knew was a woman that
Oh, you can still be a woman rabbi. It's together part is the problem.
also worked. Well, obviously I don't know all the rules, but she was Reformed as it happens. So
No, that's fine.
that's the only reason I mentioned.
Oh, no, you are correct about that.
Say hey to Darren, hey to Sean. Hi, Sean. Hi, Darren.
Oh, did somebody leave the door open tonight?
Let anybody in.
Yeah, but the question is, which one are we applying that to?
Well, I sneaked in early, so he obviously didn't have the door locked.
I want to know how much breakfast Darren ate this morning. He only eats about 10 plates of food every morning.
So he had new lunch. Well, he does bangers and mash or something.
Or rashers, or what is it? I don't remember all that stuff.
Sounds sexual to
He
me.
probably joined Zoom and went back to bed. It's 10 minutes till 5 in his neck of the woods.
A rasher is a thin slice of bacon, so, so I guess that's British.
What's the cigarette called in Britain?
Bad.
Why would you put that in your mouth? Actually, I do have a legitimate or something serious. If you guys, anybody can afford it, because my wife and I did just a little, donate to the kids or to the parents, and you know, where the kids got killed last month. If you can, this is I just knowing your bills at home. It's like it takes a couple of weeks for stuff to start coming due, and as everybody here knows, funerals are not cheap. Especially kids. And
I'm gonna mute my microphone a minute for both Zoom and YouTube. I will be right back.
And I think on a total, same thing but total separate. I think they all had extra. Couple of kids. Kids. I have 2, so I have not had that happen in the family. But I'm sure the younger or older is like what happened to brother or sister. That's difficult.
there any happy subjects to talk about?
Oh, I got a technical question.
Okay.
We're closed for technical questions tonight.
What?
Buy a Ford truck.
No, well, that too. But
That was yours.
I learned the other day, sort of by accident, that Edge is not updated automatically with the monthly updates from Microsoft. You have to go into Edge and ask it for updates, apparently. And I was just curious. Of course, same thing I think is true with Office now. I'm not talking about Microsoft 365 or whatever, but I have one of the gray market licenses from Kerry. He wouldn't like me saying that. That's too bad. And to update it, I got to go into one of the Office apps and ask it to update, and it does. But previously, if you had Microsoft or Windows Update set to update things other than Windows, it would grab that stuff automatically for you if you had any other Microsoft applications. I'm just curious why they've changed their
In both of those
the way it
instances,
works
it's
on that.
in
So,
both of those instances, it's both Office and Edge are supposed to do it automatically, just like with Chrome or Firefox. But out of habit, I always go in and
well, I've tried to set it to
check,
do automatically, and so far I haven't
manually.
figured a way. I mean, I've got Windows Update, quote, Windows Update set to update other Microsoft stuff automatically when I run Windows Update, but it doesn't seem to be doing it.
It doesn't do it for Office 365. Hasn't done it for.
Well, I've just got the regular Office.
2013.
No, actually, that you're wrong. Office 365 definitely does. So I have it.
I think they update that monthly or something like that.
365 updates every 2 weeks for me, and that's nothing, just regular from work.
What I was saying is I know it's supposed to do it, but it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it through Windows Update, does it?
Yes, it does. That's what I'm saying. We don't touch Word or Microsoft 365. It's not Office 365. It's Microsoft 365.
They changed a lot of things over from Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it as is, and I haven't touched it. It's at build 15225. Whatever, and I don't have Insider. Well, it's work I can't even do Insider on this one. And Jeff, I like what you said. I mean, you said it because it's true, but hold on a minute.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what I did. I can't remember now.
What you said, I agree with, because that's how mine was set up forever. And that's how the ones for home.
I mean, I would like for it all to update through the monthly Windows Update, but so far I don't seem to be able to figure out how to do that.
Well, I have a quick question for you. Where am I at? Okay, hold on.
Michigan.
Yeah, maybe. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you go into a Windows store and you tell your Microsoft thing to update, it won't update the Office app on the it won't update the Office app?
I have Windows Update set to also include other Microsoft applications. And last month it did not do it for my Office 2021 Pro.
Well, you don't have Microsoft Office, Josh, so this doesn't apply to you.
No, I'm not saying I do. But I have other computers where I have gone in to the Windows store. And you know where the thing down on the bottom where it says the library, and then you have that thing on the upper right that says get update.
Yes.
You should be able to hit that, and it should be able to go out and get all the updates for the app. What I'm asking you
It does, but this doesn't. But Office 365 is not a Microsoft Store app, at least not the way we're talking about installing it.
okay.
Actually,
Well, I'll just have to quit with this another year maybe, but it's just I would like to have, I would like to be able to update all my Microsoft stuff from Windows Update or whatever.
I
When
wonder.
I had a computer that was given to me by a friend of mine, it wasn't a really powerful beast. It only had like 4 gigs of RAM and not a big hard drive. It was one of those computers that they were giving out when the pandemic started, when they started handing out all them freaking handbooks, when the kids were going to school and all that. So that's why I brought that up.
Hey, Ken, I'm sorry, I'm really drugged out. I'm kidding. Jeff, when was the last you updated Microsoft Edge?
What's that?
When is the last time you updated Microsoft Edge?
Oh, last week I went in, I found some instructions on how to go into settings within Edge and do it. I went in and did it and it worked.
Could you,
I'm trying to find where that was now.
could you go into settings real quick if you got a second?
You want settings inside Edge or settings
Inside of Edge.
10?
Settings inside of Edge.
Hold on, let me start up Edge again. Okay, so I'm in settings in Edge.
First, the next page, it should say About, and it should say Microsoft Edge.
Oh, about, okay, there, yeah, that's where it was.
102, 0, 12, 45,
Yep,
44.
yep. Says it's up to date.
You did
Yeah, I'm
try
gonna
this
ask-
time?
I'm gonna ask everybody to give me a minute and a half. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
when
share.
I did it last week, it had an option in here to check for updates or something.
Am I muted? No.
Okay.
And I was just thinking, I would have assumed that would be updated when Windows 10 updated, but apparently wasn't, and I'm just curious about it. It's not,
Yep, same here.
it's not life or death sort of
No,
thing, but I did manually update it
I
within the
haven't
last week.
I haven't manually updated this by question what you, not question you, but I haven't been doing it.
Audio check. Audio check.
What can, no, what you're good.
All right. I want everybody to be quiet for a minute and a half. I'm gonna do. Do what? Okay. If I say it one more time, I'm gonna mute everybody. I'm not gonna let you get unmuted. I'm gonna do something in honor of Robert's co-worker. I would like you to respect that I'm asking you to be quiet and knock off the smart assness, please. Thank you. He swears there's audio to that, but I didn't hear one single audio to that. Did you guys?
No.
Well, it's a call out. It's what they call the last call out for someone in law enforcement that passes away. I didn't hear anything, but he swears up and down there is. So maybe he'll get me a good copy of it. I don't know.
Is somebody they just lost recently or?
Yeah, she was a dispatcher for 27 years at the facility where Robert works.
Did we find her? How did she pass?
She had cancer. She found out in March she had cancer.
Okay, I mean, cancer was
Apparently
like-
it was really bad. They sent her home and she passed away at home, and that's kind of a good thing.
That's what's line duties right now. Wait a minute.
I mean, maybe it was real quiet. I don't know. I didn't hear any audio. I'll get with him.
I didn't hear whispers. I don't know.
I looked it up tomorrow. We lost my cousin one Christmas. I think it was a couple Christmas ago. And she was an EMT. And she did everything she could for me, and my mom, and for my whole entire family. But when it came to taking care of herself, she couldn't do it. She had something wrong with her heart. And I guess it was a plume that was over her heart. And she had a heart attack and we lost her on quick. I think I have the picture on my iPad, if I can find it, send me the information. But she was an EMT. She used to work for Medicaid here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, this lady found out in March. She was born in '63. And he's working tonight. As he put it, they talked him into working overtime.
He's called money.
Well, not only that, they had the funeral today, so it probably helps him out a little bit, believe it or not. Oh, AT&T. Cool. All right, I think I got all my background work done.
Yeah.
I'm eating dessert now. You guys don't want to see me eat dessert.
Not unless you're sharing.
Oh no. No. I don't get a half. I don't get a half. That's a big ass chocolate chip cookie is what it is.
I was gonna say it's banana pudding with pulled pork.
We were celebrating since we had all three kids over today, my sister wanted to celebrate all three of them's birthday at the same, since we don't get to have all three of them over very often, and got a big ice cream cake from Walmart or somewhere. Chocolate cake with vanilla ice cream and blue frosting.
I don't know where cookie was bought at, but my gosh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 chocolate chips just in this little bite that's left for me to eat. Good thing I took my meds a little bit ago.
How many chocolate chips is there in a chocolate chip cookie if you eat a chocolate chip?
I have no clue, but I know what's in this one.
I actually remember that ad, I think. But that's, Jack,
Yes.
kinda. Only, I'm not gonna just like doing it. I'm doing it because I wonder if there's something that's not happening. As earlier today, I had a work PC. PC on mine now is home people work. It's not, it's not a company. Anyway, do you remember if you have received updates for other Microsoft products?
Just Windows. I'm on my new build here.
Yeah, no, because it says get Microsoft, I know you know this, but it says get Microsoft Office and other updates together with Windows updates. And it's obviously on. But depending on what you and I are talking about, you have Office, regular Office. I have 365 even on this machine.
Right. I bought Office 2021 Pro.
Yeah, well, one of us should be getting updates according to that. You know what I mean?
And so far, to make it update, I've had to go into like Word or Excel or whichever one you want to. It doesn't matter.
Manually do it,
asking
yeah.
for updates. Now, I'm just looking at Edge here, and according to the instructions I found, you go into Edge and go to About, and there's supposed to be an option there to set, download and install updates automatically, but I am not seeing that option.
I've
The
never seen
reason
that.
may be because I'm not in an administrative account right now. I'm in a regular account, which is where I run all the time. So
Should it have any effect?
So I don't know if that would have any effect or not. I'll have to switch over to my administrator account and check it there.
I have, well, just like you, I'm sure I have both. I tried it. If you go to Microsoft Edge, which you are, I apologize, help and feedback. If you do it, then go to About at Microsoft Edge, that's where it's supposed to do it.
Well, I went to Microsoft Edge, went to settings, go to About Microsoft Edge. And as we discussed earlier, I'm up to date, showed the right version number. And I have a thing that says download updates over meter connections, which is off. And the other thing it's supposed to show, perhaps, well, it says, depending on where you purchased your device, you may see one or both of the following toggles. One of them is the meter connections toggle, which I just mentioned. The other one is download and install updates automatically, which I do not see.
I don't have either.
I have help and feedback, like you said, and then at the bottom it says About Microsoft Edge, which, if you hit About Microsoft Edge, it goes and tries to download. I know that makes sense.
Yeah, looking for updates, it says, yeah.
Yeah, which makes no sense. About and update, excuse me.
Yeah, I know, well, anyway, just so long as I remember to do it.
No, I agree
Keep
with
it
you.
up to date, but the thing, now this is going back ways. On my old machine, on my old desktop and on my laptop, I still have Office 2010. Yeah, I know it's out of date, but I don't do work on any documents from the internet, so I'm not too worried about that. And it would update automatically when I ran Windows Update,
Yeah,
because I had that setting set in Windows Update.
well, I'm not gonna jokingly make fun of you. No, it says that. Why? I just read it. Get Office and updates for other Microsoft updates. One of us, I mean, I'm gonna stop harping on it, but you or I should get it because we each have the other. You know what I mean? You have Office, I have 365, but neither of us. Or I'm getting it, you're not. Which.
Did Doug ever get his thing he was trying to get to recognize something to work today?
Who was that?
Doug, what little bit I got to see, I thought
Yeah,
he
I
was.
didn't see all of it. I was driving part of the time and sitting in the mechanic's office part of the time, so I didn't see the whole stream.
You should have been watching if you were driving.
What do you wanna know? What do you wanna know?
Did he ever get it to work right? Last I seen, right before I left, he said, "Well, it's supposed to read this, but it's not reading that." And you guys were checking yours, and it seemed like everybody else was having theirs read it properly, but his was not reading it or properly. If I understand
Yeah,
it
I don't
right.
know.
No, I know what he's referring to. It's
And
because he was talking about the reporting for the crystal disk info on the Intel 660p SSD that's in that HP all-in-one he got for a client.
Right.
Transfer, I think it was.
And that transfer rate apparently doesn't show up in crystal disk info for Intel SSDs.
Okay.
But the reason why it was showing up for everybody else is because, like for example, Jim and Gary, they all have different brands of SSDs.
Okay.
Besides Intel, I could check that for sure if I logged into Josh's computer and checked it, because Josh's computer has an Intel.
Actually, not to knock your whistle, Alex, when he went and checked the serial number, or not serial number, but the model number, it came back with a 667, or excuse me, a 670, not a 660.
Well, it's because that one is a 2 terabyte model, and one that Josh has is only a 1 terabyte model, but it's pretty much it's the same.
One of Josh is the one I donated, which is a 665 if memory serves.
And so they're three different ones. Well, is Josh up? Oh, you're not up, sorry.
Okay, Gary, yeah, I'm looking in Windows Update here under Advanced Options.
Yep, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it says receive updates for other Microsoft products when you update Windows, and that is turned on, but it does not seem to be doing it.
Yours is turned off?
Yes, in Windows Update, yes.
Receive updates for other Microsoft products, we agree.
When you update Windows, and I've got that on, but it is not updating Edge automatically, nor is it updating Office automatically for me. Last week after the patch Tuesday, I had to update Edge and Office manually.
I have mine on, and I have
Curious, so.
I have mine on, but I have a rhetorical question. I mean, this is purely English right now. If you, okay, here's what, I mean, you know what it says. Get Microsoft Office and other updates together with Microsoft Updates.
Where is that setting in Microsoft 365?
No, right where you're at, right where you're at, I think. Read it, not read it, but receive updates for other Microsoft products. Correct?
Well, let me go back there.
I'm sorry, yeah, this is what you just.
Okay, update options. It's under advanced options.
Correct. First sentence is receive updates for other Microsoft products, correct?
Right, when you update Windows.
Yeah. Then the next sentence is get Microsoft Office and other updates together with Microsoft Updates.
Nope.
What's
The
your
next one on mine is download updates over metered connections. Now, I have Windows 10 Pro.
Yeah.
You have Windows 10 Enterprise?
11. Enterprise.
We have 11. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you have 11
Enterprise
Enterprise or long-term servicing,
Yeah,
whatever.
and volume. So basically everybody's the same.
All right, yeah, that may be the difference.
But just try something for me since you're here. First one at the top, put it on.
It is on.
Oh, I think it was on. My apologies.
No, I've had it on because that's the way I had it set on my old desktop and on my laptop.
Okay, yes.
And I've been getting, but there I had Office 2010 still. Now it doesn't get updates anymore, but it got updates for about 6 months after it was nominally out of service. Well, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, out of the.
No, not you. I'm
It's still live.
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah, I did get 3 or 4 updates after in the life for Office 2010.
Yeah, whatever. This is a pick on Carry Day, or the software day. I wonder if this is not allowed because you're not on the Active Directory with the network on yours. Just throw it out there. Just throw it
I'm
out.
not doing anything, so.
If I'm not what?
On the Active Directory, in other words, yours is standalone.
Yeah, I'm not on the network.
No, I understand. But is that product, I don't know the product, supposed to be on the network, you know?
Don't think so.
Don't know. I mean, I don't.
I mean, nominally I have Office 2021 Pro something.
The version of Office 365 that I have on both my mom's and my computer is, since I'm still using the college version, is the Microsoft Office 365 Enterprise.
Yeah, but with yours, Alex, and quote mine, is they want us to either be Microsoft account or on an Active Directory. I mean, in theory, you're telling them you're part of your school still.
I have to be logged in to my account in the upper right-hand corner of, say, Word or Excel, if I try to log out of my account, in the upper right-hand corner of Word or Excel, it will automatically deactivate the software.
Right, so that's,
Okay, well, you got the enterprise or volume licensing version.
cool, same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that you and I, Alice, have that kind of licensing. And even though Jeff has Office,
Okay, I bought the Carrier recommended license. It's Microsoft Office Professional Plus 2021. When you go to account, I have nothing in the upper right on my screen. I'm in Word now. And there, the button or whatever you want to call it for account is in the lower left. And when I click on that, I get a screen called product information.
So I'm
And
gonna
there's thing there about Word, version 2205, bill, blah, 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 blah.
try this again. I've been
That's
assured
good.
there is audio this time,
they're listening, seriously. I'm
Right.
listening.
so let's give it a shot. Everybody should be seeing a black screen. And there is no video to this, it's audio only.
Quick question from sir. There was a picture of the top left, or top middle.
Charlie 1 to dispatcher, Sherry Butler. Charlie 1 to dispatcher, Sherry Butler. Charlie 1 to dispatcher, Sherry Butler. It is with a broken heart that we announce this as the final radio call for telecommunicator Sherry Gibson Butler. Sherry was a well-respected dispatcher who served our county for 15 years and the city of Dyersburg for 12 years with honor and integrity. She was a mother, a sister, a grandmother, a dispatcher, a colleague, and a friend who had a fantastic sense of humor and unmatched wit. Rest easy, Sherry. We have much for you.
Thank you guys. Should be back to normal. Is everybody not hearing me again or what?
We're
Yeah.
All right.
Good. Can people really run Windows 11 and Windows 10 off of 4 gig?
Barely.
Barely.
Because I've been seeing a lot of people selling like brand new computers, like with Windows 11 Home or Pro that only have 4 gigs of RAM on them.
And anybody that gets a computer like that will be complaining the week after they get it, the next week after they get it, that it's so slow that they can't do anything with it.
Probably people getting computers off of places like QVC or Home Shopping Network and get suckered into something.
Yeah, it amazes me that it's 2022 and Home Shopping Network is still selling every stinking computer they sell with that gig RAM. I haven't seen not one computer on there with 16.
Surprised they're still in business, but that's another discussion. A quick question, Ken, what happened with that?
I think he said she had cancer.
I went just straight to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, because I asked for silence, Gary, and as it started, you said, "Hey, just one quick question." So I
sorry,
put you over there.
I apologize. There was a picture up at the top. You said there was nothing on it. I didn't know if that's supposed
I think that was just how I downloaded the file to get the audio.
Okay, I wasn't trying to disrespect.
No, it had no video whatsoever. It's just if you pay attention, it's the dispatcher calling out.
Right.
No, this had a picture. That's why I asked. Downloaded. At least mine did.
Hey, Kim. Get the phone in a minute.
Sounds like you was.
Oh, was it a picture with a question mark on it?
It was in, well, right under the, almost the middle. There was a blue picture about half an inch around.
Yeah, that's just the icon they put on it.
I'm the price producer. I'm not mean to disrespect.
No worries, it's all good. So my brother came back and won the tournament after buying back in 5 times.
What was his net profit is the question.
Not very much, actually.
If you buy it 5 times. Yep.
Well, I mean, it increases the pot, obviously, but still, his net winnings were nothing. And the girl that bought in rebought twice. She finished second. So
She might have made a little bit.
well, when we counted it out before he bought back in for the 3rd time, payout was going to be 320, 200, and then high pot was going to pay, I think, 120. High hand was going to pay 120, which the guy that had that, he had aces over kings, full house. That was not going to get beat. That hand, that's hard to beat. That's going to be a straight flush to beat that hand. So that hand was pat. He was going to win that. I just don't believe in rebuys. I understand that's how some tournaments are set up, and just, you know, most people that rebuy, they just throw their money away and throw their money away and throw their money away. If I play again, it'll have to be in January when I've broken my streak and I don't have to rush home to get home.
Well, I guess the game I used to go to, we didn't have tournaments exactly. I mean, this was just like a weekly game. And unless you were having a really crappy night, most everybody would rebuy when they ran out of chips. But
I think
I
there's
would buy
two.
like maybe $10 I would throw in and get $20 worth of chips, you know.
Yeah. I think there's 2 of us that have never, ever rebought. It's not a question of the money. I carry enough money to rebuy at least once. It's just not how I was brought up playing cards and how I learned. So my son was there. My youngest son was there. And we sat side by side. And every time we sit side by side, I usually do fare pretty well.
So what's the buy-in there? I mean, how much money to buy in?
40 for the buy-in, and then 10 for the high hand, and then the rebuy. As you buy in each time, your $40 doesn't get you the same amount of chips. So again, it's just dumb in my opinion.
Oh, okay. So if you rebuy, you get less chips.
Get less chips. Yeah. The first initial buy, I believe, is 35,000 chips. The second one, I believe, is 30 or 25. The third one is 20.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well,
If you're paying the $40 or the $20 or whatever, to me, you ought to get the same amount of chips each time.
well, you would think, but I'm
Well, I
sure.
mean,
I'm
everybody
sure in the
has to have
casinos in their tournaments, when you rebuy, you get the same amount. I'm sure it's not lessened.
But I mean, we're not talking about. I mean, but like at our just friendly game or whatever, I would put up $10, I get $20 worth of chips. And if I rebuy, I stick in
$10
10 or however
right.
much I want. You get twice the number of chips.
Yep.
And then when you're all done, and you count up how much everybody has, and you get in cash half of what you have in chip. So it all. It's just simply having more in hand. It's easier to play if you got more chips.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good game.
So,
I was real happy to see my son there. He played pretty well. My brother and his wife. And then the kid that put me out last time I played, when I had second wrapped up, I put him out. Boy, that felt good. Oh, man. There's 3 beautiful fish this guy's giving away. Let me see if I'm going to be going on a road trip tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Yes?
I'm surprised you're under, Josh.
Talk.
Whoever said that, don't say it around my wife.
Cannot type tonight. We were playing Texas Hold'em Wintermute. Oh no, I'm not going on a 3-hour drive to Chicago nearly to get free fish. I like my fish, but I ain't driving that far for them.
That's only one fish. Only
1 hour per fish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
You won't go on a 3-hour drive to get food to Chicago, but you'll go on a 10-hour drive and drive down and eat that steak again.
Yeah, there was a little bit more to that trip than just going to have steak.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
talking.
yes.
Well, I saw that thing on the news where this guy's trying to take advantage of, what's it called, what's that thing that, when people, I forgot the word for it. What is the word? Where people sign up, like if people get hurt or something, they sign up,
GoFundMe.
yeah, GoFundMe. Well, this guy sold gas for 69 cents. This man
Yeah, I saw that.
costed the guy $16,000 in gas, and he goes to sign up for a GoFundMe page to try to get money to go fund a
I
job.
don't know. What
Well,
I
no.
heard is it was a mistake.
He was raising money to pay back the station owners, what I saw. I mean, he did get fired, and he said he wasn't bitching about being fired, but he just felt like, yeah, it was supposed to be $6.99, and he screwed up entering the thing in the computer, and it ended up 69 cents. Yeah.
Oh, the gas station?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. I don't think he did it on purpose. He might have.
Yeah, well, and the guy said, I made a mistake, and they fired me, and that's all right, but
Sure.
he said he just wanted to pay back what he could. But it wasn't just like regular unleaded, it was premium gas that he was selling for 69 cents. Yeah, I didn't know the details.
I mean, I use premium, but I mean, I think he probably wasn't lying. I mean, I could see you making a mistake.
So you're running premium in your Tesla?
Whereas people who don't know what they are, 4G.
Well, premium electricity.
I don't know.
Premium electricity.
We
Yeah, made only from wind and solar.
I have a question from the person that knows more about energy than I do. Is it really that much
There's
cheaper?
nobody here.
Is that much cheaper than gasoline?
I have no idea how to make that comparison.
I don't.
There was a big thing recently about, the government or this administration trying to propose free charging stations or whatever, and then people were saying, well, why don't you buy me free gasoline?
Exactly.
You have to know the price differential per mile or whatever to know how badly one side or the other was getting taken.
The problem is, and I'll say it quickly, with our administration, is they want, well, at our age, but they want me to pay your kids' education. They want you to pay my this or that. They don't want you to pay it, they want me to pay it, they want me to pay yours. And that doesn't work out real long in the end.
Well, I think that's a little exaggeration of what's going on, but I take your point.
Well, I don't know.
Well, no, I'm not here to argue the politics, but I take your point.
I guess my question comes down to where are you gonna drive the furthest on a tank of gas or a charge of electricity?
how can charge electricity? But
At what speed though, Gary?
even speed. But which one do you refill the passes and keep going?
Oh, obviously gas.
And I have to look today. I have to look very hard.
So you can get 400 miles out of a charge of electricity?
Depends on the vehicle and the weight, probably.
Without killing it, I have gotten like 320. So
Then how long? Okay, so you start with the full charge, you drive to the 20. How long does it take to recharge that?
the problem is finding the charge.
Well,
right now, we don't
okay,
have
that
it.
too. I mean, that's kind of a follow-up question, but so you find a place to charge it, you plug it in, barring nobody coming along and unplugging it like that one guy did. How long would it take to charge?
About 30 minutes is what I'm running. Other people say they're getting better, but problem is you get out to 70 to 80%, not 100%.
Eh,
Now, if you don't have it, if you have the option where you just stick it into a regular outlet, then that takes considerably longer than 30 minutes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Next week. No, I have tried that at home. And it takes a good, I'm not joking, 14 to 18 hours.
Okay, so, say, if you're staying someplace at a motel overnight, even if you got a cord that you can hook it up to the motel power or whatever, it's not likely to get fully charged.
What is this?
Correct. And the other thing that has happened to me, I've had it pulled out and left on the ground.
Really?
Not a bad area, but I'm assuming a political area.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Oh, one of the things I saw the other day, there was some big deal in Europe where somebody has laid out like a grand tour for electric vehicles or whatever, and marked out where all of these stations are to charge. I don't remember exactly what the deal was. I saw that in a news article within the last day or two.
So the electric bikes, do they charge themselves whenever you're riding, or do they have to be? Do you have to stop to charge them?
Charging them.
Okay. Well, there's no
Well,
point
you
in getting
mean
one of
you
them
can't
either.
pedal
Man.
fast enough to charge it?
Okay. I take that back.
I'm just being a smart ass.
No, Jeff is 100% right. You can pedal that fast. God be with you.
My last electricity bill was $98.39.
Chew.
Mm,
I'm not even going to go there, but
yeah. I gotta look up, I'm on an equal pay plan here, and my electricity bill year round is like nearly $200 a month right now.
at least. But the real thing is, I got what I earned for the next 10 years here in Michigan. And what I'll do is when that's burned out, I'll go to Kentucky, and when that's burned out, I'll go out and I'll screw the rest of them.
Okay, here it is, a National Geographic road trip through Switzerland's Grand Tour, the world's first long-distance road trip for electric vehicles. It's at nationalgeographic.com.
Well, my opinion, when I've read them, they're definitely pro-electric vehicles.
What makes sense to me right now in terms of converting to electric vehicles is hybrid, because there aren't enough charging stations every place, but hybrid, you get some recharging while you're driving, and you can use either kind, I mean, depending what you have available. We're trying to switch, the proponents of all this are trying to switch over before the infrastructure's ready.
I totally agree. I mean, I'm not sure I agree with hybrid, but I definitely agree with what you're saying. That didn't make any sense, but.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
No, what I said didn't make sense.
Right.
Yours.
No, I'm just saying if I have a hybrid, I can run it on gas. Or, now, is there a way to hook a hybrid up to charge it, or is it only what you get recharged while you're driving? I'm not that familiar with the technology.
Obviously I'm not, but I'll tell you part of the problem, and I'm the part, in America, in quote, Jeff knows this from back on the farm, but, you know, a little bit, and everybody else, is it's tuning up the car, tuning the tractor up, you know, this kind of stuff. Even, you know, I can put a different warmer plug in the lawnmower. Really that kind of thing. There's very little you can do with electric until you put I mean, electric's going to be all computer. There's not much you're going to do with it.
There's very little you can do with a gasoline vehicle nowadays. I can change my air filter and I can change the tire. And if I wanted to go to the effort, I could set up to change my own oil yet, but that would be the limit of it. Hell, I had a Ford Focus, but I couldn't change the battery in. The reason being, every time you change the battery, you were supposed to reset the freaking computer.
Right. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or make a joke out of it, but I mean, 100%, obviously every car has that right now, or you're totally screwed. Take a look. But just like the complete codes scanner, that's like $8,000 for a good scanner. But if you have that scanner, you can use it on every car for the last 10 years. And most people don't have that scanner. Just like most people don't have the tools to put a supercharger on top of their car either. But if you do, you can. But with electric car, there's very little that you can do.
It's like when I had my oil change today, I had him scan my codes, because I've got an airbag light that comes on sporadically in my truck.
Right.
And I had no idea whether it was which bag it was or whether it was the bag or the sensor. Well, it turns out that even with the scanner at the mechanic, he can't tell whether it's the bag or the sensor. I do know it's the driver's side bag now. I learned that much. And I don't have time to get all of that fixed before I go on my little road trip here, but so I've got 3 or 4 things now I gotta get fixed while I'm still under my extended warranty.
I mean, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But, I mean, Ford right now, GM right now, even Chrysler, before they said they're announced they're not going to do V8s anymore, Ford either is selling the pickup, I won't call them off-road, but what do you call utility vehicles, maybe? I don't know what the right name would be. But they got the Maverick, Ranger, Ford, pickup, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm saying. But you know what their next best-selling vehicle is? A Mustang. Not the Mach-E, the Mustang. V8. And the bigger V8, or the supercharged V8, the Shelby. And the damn thing's $60,000. That's the best-selling vehicle. Go to GM. Forget all of the other, you know, SUVs. Best-selling vehicle. Corvette, Camaro. And then again, the V8s and Chrysler. And those are the worst cars for gas. Just forget the rest. Those are horrible. Right now, a Corvette, if you're driving to, quote, Kentucky and driving 60, 70, just normal, you're getting 15 to 16 miles per gallon. Premium. And synthetic oil for what it's worth. That's part of the problem with our mindset in America. If we get rid of that mindset, the different vehicles may not be that bad.
Well, we're just not oriented toward that type of infrastructure. If I could wave my magic wand, I would have all of the trains in America. Well, actually, all of them do run on electric right now. It's just you carry the generator with you.
Yep.
I would have overhead wires for all the trains, and we would run all off it. We would power it by central generating plants like big nuclear stations. If I could wave my wand and do that economically, that's what I would do. But we're a long way from that type of economy, and I'm not sure we'll ever get there.
All right, John, good night. See you next weekend, I hope. Have a well, you got tomorrow, you can still relax. Happy Father's Day to you, if it applies. Thank you for joining us. We'll hopefully see you maybe tomorrow night for a little bit.
And Jeff, my biggest problem is not so much the vote. Right now it's optics of it. Because you and I both, I'm not arguing with Jeff, for damn sure, but I've heard politicians say that if you can't afford the gas, you should get electric vehicles. I literally have heard that.
I have two.
Excuse me, I don't know what the conversion is on cost, because I haven't looked into it.
Oh, no,
That's kind of a stupid remark, just on the face of it.
If you have not heard, I definitely apologize. We've heard Ms. Granholm has said it, Ms. Warren has said it, and who's the guy, and I'm not saying this prejudice, but the,
Secretary of Transportation,
yes, that guy, thank you. The one from, from,
Indiana.
yeah, the blithering idiot, thank you. And I say that because he literally keeps saying it. If you can't afford the gas, don't bitch about it, buy an electric car. If I can't afford it,
Excuse me, give me the money.
yeah, I mean, he just said that. And everybody's, I mean, nope, can't afford $5 gas, give me an $80 car. Or 80,000. I don't
So
know.
what, my question is, all other things being equal, which they aren't, I mean, like the capital cost involved in the vehicle, for example, what is the difference in the cost per mile for gas and electric vehicles?
That's what just that I would like to know. I mean, personally.
Or even considering capital costs and everything, I mean, like, say when I worked for government contractors, if I took a vehicle for official business someplace, or if I drove my own vehicle and had to do something, I got the standard mileage rate from the government. And I don't know what it used to be. Nowadays, it's running someplace around 60 cents a mile, maybe a tiny bit more, which is supposed to cover capital costs, insurance, gas, oil, maintenance, yada, yada. And really what you need to know is what's the difference between gas and electric in terms of cost per mile. Say, assuming you had something and the insurance is roughly the same and on and on and on. And I don't know the answer to that.
Well, on a personal, and I don't have an answer to that either. Actually, I think my insurance, I think they're, this one is one of my, what would you say, with the government coming to take my brains away? Insurance is cheaper on it, believe it or not.
On the Tesla,
Yeah, kid you not.
I would have thought with as expensive as batteries are to replace, it might have been a little more, but that was just shooting myself off at the mouth without knowing any background.
Well, think about this, sir. Body panels. How long is it gonna take me to get a body panel if somebody just dings me at their grocery store? I don't even know if I could.
I don't know.
Even the wheels. I can't find wheels. I did it just one day for the heck of it, when I was home with my wife. I did that, first one started with all this stuff. I went for almost 2 hours while she was getting all of her treatments and stuff one day out in the, waiting room. Nobody had a wheel. One guy recommended buying 4 wheels at $2,000. And they like that. So basically, my insurance would have to say, hey, I know we can't give you what you bought, but hey, how about these?
Well, here's an interesting thing. Three years ago or so, my daughter got a 2008 Lincoln Navigator. Somebody gave it to her, actually. It needed some work to get it running. And had nearly 200,000 miles on it. So I helped to get it fixed up. And had to get new wheels for it. Because it had 2 stock wheels, but 2 of the wheels on it were spares, which although nominally the same diameter, it was not the same wheels. Okay? I ended up buying a set of 4 new aftermarket wheels for that thing. Because it costs less than 4 aftermarket wheels cost roughly the same as about 2.5 Lincoln wheels. Just standard steel wheels, nothing fancy.
I doubt that, sir.
If you bought it because the tire store that sold me the wheels and the tires and everything had to get the OEM wheels from Ford or Lincoln, whatever.
Right.
And they were charging an arm and a leg for it.
I actually remember that. I mean, not you. I remember what you were doing, but I think they're like, I want to say damn close to $5 a piece. or something.
I think these Lincoln Navigator wheels, and they were big. I mean, these were like 19-inch or something.
Mm-hmm.
They were like $400 a piece.
And you said they weren't even
And I bought a set of 4 nice aftermarket wheels for $900 as compared to $1,600.
Mm-hmm. Got one. Well, my son just got plenty of cars, and actually, I'm not going to make all the jokes in the world, but I'm not going to make any of them. But this thing is outrageous. I think it gets like 2 miles a gallon, and that's if you don't turn it on.
Roll it downhill.
Yeah. But actually, it rides smoother than the car. But anyway, joking, I might actually have to split nipple notes to get yelled at. But my rhetorical question is, even with the joke about can't afford gas to get the car, political side aside, how many cars do you think we have in America? I'm not even going to say how many I've read. Half of one for each person, so that's what? There's 300 million people, let's say 200 million. Just make it a round number. Now let's say 100 million. You know how long it's going to take an auto companies to make those cars?
How long is it going to take them to make charging stations if they force us to go to electric cars?
I have no clue. But question number 2. Question number 3. Remember, from everything I've read, please tell me where I'm wrong. When the batteries wear out, it's going to be past any warranties, you're going to pay for your own batteries. And that is not cheap.
Nope.
Yeah, here's a quick number. Compliments of Google.
Oh, are we doing quick numbers? 200.
Well, roughly 287 million registered cars in the United States in 2020.
I jokingly said 100 million. Go ahead.
So nearly
Wow.
287. And I'm just seeing a total number. It's not broken down
Right.
into any detail. And I assume by car, I assume they also mean light trucks.
I would definitely agree with you either way, sure. But again, to make that many and get them, quote, to your hands, you know what I mean? That's a lot of vehicles, especially the amount they say they're going to push out by 2025, 2030, 2035.
Well, you gotta take anything the government says with a pail full of salt.
I mean, I think it was California, there's no more new cars after, what, 2030?
No more new internal combustion engines after 2030?
That's what I think I've heard.
Are they going to prohibit cars brought in from other states?
Honestly, this is nothing.
I'm not sure. I read that once, but I don't know. That would, if they can't meet the demand, then that'll just mean a lot of car sales in Nevada and Oregon.
What I would assume, I honestly I know nothing as Colonel or Sergeant Schultz would say. I would imagine, and you would even guess this if you're variously sinister like I am. I'll buy it off of you. I will take it across the street and sell it to Ken, and then my wife will buy it off of Ken, and then I'll take it to California. This title's been through 3 people, and it's a used car. You bought it off the dealership the day before.
Well, it's like, I don't think it probably did any good. I'll tell you a little story back. I at one time owned a Smith & Wesson 38 Special.
Okay.
And so did, right after we graduated, my college roommate and I decided we each wanted one, and he wanted one model, I wanted another model. I don't remember what the registration rules were way back then in Kansas, but we each went out and bought the gun the other guy wanted and then swapped them so they wouldn't know which one of us had which gun.
You're going to jail. You said that. Where's Jeff live?
Really? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
And then I
Sold it to me.
didn't use it a whole hell of a lot. Ammunition was expensive, at least for me back in the day, and by the time I came back from the Army and went to grad school, I still owned it, but the father-in-law, one of my grad school colleagues, wanted a revolver like that, and I really wasn't using it for anything except occasional target practice, so I sold it to my colleague, who then gave it to his father-in-law in Nebraska someplace. So I have no idea where the thing ended up.
And again, obviously you're just
And
saying.
it was in those days.